Leon Norman Patillo is an American contemporary Christian singer, keyboardist, and evangelist from San Francisco, California. He was the lead vocalist for the Santana Band, but left the band and became a major trend-setting force in contemporary Christian music by bringing funk and soul that was part of his musical DNA. But long before this, he was already embracing his gift, first in youth choir at church, and then blending his passions for Motown and rock and roll to create his popular first Bay Area band, Leon's Creation. Owning in on his God-given spiritual gifts, Leon has long seen himself as an encourager, a vessel chosen to bring joy into the hearts of many people via his music and friendly personality. Making the decision to write and record Christian pop music led him to sign a deal with Maranatha Music, which put out his debut album, Dance Children Dance, and then with Word Records, where he enjoyed a massive run of success in the 80s. His concerts around the globe have always been filled with excitement, humor, and inspirational teaching, with audiences crossing all age and ethnic groups to see him sing, dance, and motivate. But there was one particular concert in which a doctor who performs abortions attended one of Leon's concerts. Here is the miraculous encounter that the doctor had with Jesus on that night.
You know, my way out, and Jesus set me free. He found me. I went to this Christian music concert. Leon Patillo was performing. This was 1986. It was 3 weeks before our baby daughter was to be born via repeat C-section. And I went to that concert. Halfway through that concert, Leon had a little intermission and he said, those of you out there that want things to be 100% right with God, stand up. I mean, you sound like a good deal to me. 100% right with God, why not? And I stood up there, and it was the Holy Spirit that yanked me up, because I'm the type of guy, I gotta check things out first to see if it's appropriate for me to stand up. And I'm standing up, but now it's too embarrassing to sit down because that would draw more attention. But there are a few other people standing. And he prayed what I know now that was like a sinner's prayer, but I was raised in a church that didn't really preach the gospel or teach anything about what salvation was. So I didn't know anything happened. I just sat back down after the prayer was over and enjoyed the remainder of that concert. I just happened to take my mother to the concert because my wife was in bed, my late wife, because at 37 weeks, you're not really interested in going out to a concert. But even though I knew nothing about Jesus or his purpose, when I got home, I felt different. I knew something was changed in me. And so, God always has a way of taking you through the progression. Some plant, some water, some prune. And there was a young man who was my roommate in medical school who happened to be coming to be a part of that delivery as the godfather. And he just happened to be the son of a Pentecostal preacher. And when I shared with him about how I went to this concert, he said, and how I feel different, he starts to cry. And he shared with me how he and his wife had been praying that my late wife and I come to Christ. So it wasn't through me learning that abortion was wrong in God's eyes. He saved me, but then everything else, God's light was shined on. And of course, what God tends to do, well, if you were in medicine or you were in abortion, God fixed all of my sin. I was going to hell long before I even knew what an abortion was. But what he said, well, since you had this experience in abortion, I'm going to take you now and I'm going to train you and your late wife up. We're going to make you guys pro-life warriors. So it started with that walk with Christ and being transformed by the renewing of your mind, because it's in your mind that you were deceived to have these scales before your eyes. A woman doesn't ever really want to kill her child. A doctor doesn't ever want to kill a baby. But we are deceived to think that we could do it. And it's only through the clarity of God's point of view that we can be set free and see through his truth and light.